Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Soy Fabricio Maldonado, coordinador académico del área de inglés de Grupo Empresarial Politécnico. Y el día de hoy te traigo tips importantes sobre cómo formar oraciones en inglés. Así que comencemos. When we form sentences in English, we need to analyze the structure. It is obviously very important to organize the elements in our sentence. For example, first we will need to have a subject. As you can see here, we usually have the personal pronoun I. Then we need to know what tense we are going to use. So we can use present, past, future, present perfect, and so on. In this case, we are going to use the verb need. As you can see here, I need. This is the present tense. And then we need a complement. For example, we can say I need money. Remember, when we form sentences in English, we need to know first what tense we are going to use in our sentence. For example, present in this case. And the structure, subject, verb, and an object or complement. If you want to use a sentence in past, then you will need to conjugate the verb in the past tense. In this case, we have the verb need, and the past of need is needed. You see, needed. But also you could use other verbs which are called irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are a little more complex because you need to memorize the verb in the past form or in the past tense. For example, we have the verb go. You don't say in past goeth. No, we don't use it in this form. We use the past tense of go, which is went. For example, I went home last night. Yo fui a casa. I went home last night. So as you can see, we have formed two sentences in this case. The first sentence is in present. I need money. And in the past, I went home. You see? So when you form sentences, you need to analyze, okay, do I need a present tense or do I need a past tense? But also, guys, if you want to use future, you could use future as well to express your future plans. For example, you can say, I will travel or I will study. This is one form. And another form is I am going to travel and I am going to study. So, as you have seen here, we have three forms, three sentences, or three different tenses. Tense es el tiempo gramatical, por si acaso. Si me escuchan decir tense, es el tiempo gramatical. So we have three tenses here: the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense. Something important, guys, when you use verbs, for example, I need, or I go home, or I went home in past, or in future, I will travel, or I am going to travel, we do not need to use the verb to be. It is not necessary to use the verb to be. For example, I need money. It is not necessary to use the verb to be. I am. It is not necessary. So you don't say I am need money. So you just say I need money. The purposes or the usage of the verb to be we could analyze in a different video. But in this case, no, you do not need to use the verb to be. You only say I need money. In the past tense, it is the same thing. We cannot use the verb to be. For example, I went home in past. No, I was go. Okay, so in this case, it is not necessary to use the verb to be either. And in future, as you can see here, we just use the verb. They are the affirmative structure of these sentences. And if you want to use in the negative form, then you should use an auxiliary in negative. For example, you can say I don't need. You see, this auxiliary don't is necessary here too. And in the past tense sentence, we can use didn't. So I don't need, and in the past tense, I didn't go home. So you say probably, Fabri, in affirmative, we need to conjugate the verb. Yes, I went. But in the negative form, it is not necessary to conjugate the verb because you have the auxiliary didn't. I didn't go home. I didn't go. And if you want to use in the negative form in future, yes, you can use and will. We can say won't. So for example, I won't travel or I am not going to travel. They are the three principal tenses when we express our ideas, present, past, and future. And remember that we have other different tenses which are important to know too. But in this video, we are not going to go deep in this kind of tenses. In another video, we could check, however, these tenses. ¿Okay? Bueno chicos, esta ha sido una explicación rápida sobre los tiempos y las oraciones básicas en inglés. Como pueden ver, tenemos presente, pasado y futuro. Bueno, si quieren tener más información sobre nuestros cursos de inglés, pueden contactarse con nosotros y así podrás despejar cualquier duda y aprender un poco más sobre el idioma. Soy Feliciano Maldonado y ha sido un gusto estar con ustedes. Hasta la próxima.